Thank everyone for being here tonight. I would like to call the meeting to order for October 10th, 2023. Would you please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Would you please join in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag,
the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you. Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Here.
Trustee Hunter.
Here.
Trustee Good.
Here. And we have no minutes, so we'll go on to our financial reports. I will make a motion to pay our expenditures. Do I have a second? Second. Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
And we have a lot of visitors tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming out for your support of our new hires, mostly. That's why everybody's here. And Hannah, are you on?
Hannah is on, yes.
We have a calls, Hannah. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Now we'll turn this over to the fire chief, Chief Whiting. You can take over
Okay.
for the swearing in.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, our three candidates come up. And I think I will put you right back here so we can see you on camera. Need to say. All right, so we're going to administer the oath of office. I state your name, raise your right hand. I state your name.
Cameron Carroll.
Adam Blake, Jacob Herb.
Do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
Solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and the laws of the state of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
and the rules and regulations of the Pleasant Township Fire Department to the best of my ability.
rules and regulations of the Pleasant Township Fire Department
to the best of my ability.
As a firefighter with the Pleasant Township Fire Department,
as a firefighter with Pleasant Township Fire Department.
I aim to prevent fires,
I aim to prevent fires,
promote health and safety,
Promote
health and safety,
provide emergency medical services,
provide emergency medical services,
and protect life and property from fires,
protect life and property from fires,
hazardous materials,
hazardous materials,
and hostile acts of nature.
as hostile
acts of nature.
I am committed to serving the public with professionalism,
I am committed to serve the public with professionalism,
integrity,
integrity,
teamwork,
teamwork,
and a never-ending quest to improve service.
And a never-ending quest to improve services.
Congratulations. So, we're gonna have the pinning of the badges, and I will start with firefighter Carol. You can introduce who's gonna come up and pin your badge on you.
My mother, Jennifer Fox.
If you'd like. Get your picture taken with them. Absolutely.
Hang on. Oh.
and Blake.
Practice badge pinning, just so nobody got injured since they are sharp off.
Over here when you're done.
Thanks. Jake? Fiance Crystal. Jake's in a class, so he traveled all the way back from Bowling Green tonight, and then he's heading back up, because he's back in that class tomorrow, so congratulations. Well, there's cake and ice cream that are gonna be out in the bay, and the residents, if there's any left, you're more than welcome to attend. I'm sure these guys and gals are gonna head out there, and family members are welcome to head out there also, so thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you.
Capture everybody.
Not too much.
You're okay. You're good.
Now we'll move on to our department reports. Our deputy could not be here tonight. He sent his report in. Total calls of service and self-initiated runs were 147. Total runs taken were, total reports were 20. Total arrests and citations were 7. Burglaries 1. Traffic crashes 11. Medic runs 23. Thefts 2. Missing persons 0. Suspicious persons in vehicles 6. Vandalism 3. Traffic offenses 22. Motorcycle, ATV, bike complaints 0, and noise complaints 2. 1 overdose. And calls of note, he says there has been an increased number of calls related to the destruction of outdoor seasonal decorations, which I saw that on the news tonight. I have notified our patrol deputies to increase patrols during the overnight hours. I am also working with Grove City Police and the Columbus Division of Police to see if there are any connections with similar activity in their respective jurisdictions. If anyone has any issues or knows of someone who might have, please report to our patrol division or contact him. A member or another reminder that hunting season is here. Battelle Darby Metro Park does have several tracts of land to the public for hunting purposes. For residents who utilize this park, please be careful and to report any suspicious activity. Also, as the weather gets colder and people start to warm and defrost their vehicles, please do so cautiously. Law enforcement routinely witnesses increased vehicle thefts during the early morning hours once the weather gets cold. That is it for his report. And we'll move on to the road department. Greg?
Well, we replaced a drain tile on Harrisburg and Georgesville down towards the end. And it's working really nicely. We did get the Georgesville alley paved. They went a little higher than we thought they would, so we're gonna feather in some dirt on the sides to level and even that up. We had another successful fall cleanup. We're in the process of mowing roads. Truck 22 is taking the ELW today to take care of multiple problems on it. and we had one bear. That's it.
So were you busy for the fall cleanup?
It's pretty good. It's steady. It wasn't, I've seen busier, but we ended up filling two, taking those out, filling two more, some excess on them. So it's pretty busy. I don't think it was maybe as busy as the spring one.
Did you get a lot of tires?
A lot of tires, always get a lot of tires, a lot of steel.
Electronics.
Not as much this time. Didn't seem like there was abundance of those.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
Okay, move on to fire department, Chief Whiting.
Yep. Apparatus wise, we had a recall taken care of on one of the vehicles. Our engine has electrical short in some wiring harness, so we're waiting on parts on that. Met with Fairfield Township trustees last week and presented a proposal for covering their area. We cover it anyway, and so we made a proposal to cover that and financially benefit from that. Station wise, we had a minor plumbing issue, and then we had a plumber come in and he's working on a price for doing some plumbing for our gear washing machine because the hard water is takes a toll on its gear and makes us replace it quicker. And we also have to replace our washing machine here in the near future. I'm trying to get a grant for that because the hard water has done so much damage to that. Our electronic sign out front is not working correctly, so we had to order some parts. Those are on order. And so we figured that out and we started putting things in there and it just didn't show up on the sign. So minor glitch there, but parts are on order and we're going to get that taken care of. It is Fire Prevention Week. Fire Prevention Week commemorates the Great Chicago Fire, and I missed all my audience here to remind everybody here, but it commemorates the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 when Mrs. O'Leary's cow allegedly kicked over the fire lantern, started a fire, and created a great conflagration in Chicago. But the theme is cooking safety starts with you. Cooking safety is number two leading cause of fire injuries in house nationwide. And it's a leading cause, I'm sorry, of home fire injuries. It's the second leading cause of fire deaths in homes is cooking. So things have changed over time. Some basic reminders for people: keep a close eye when you're cooking. Utilize a timer if you're not in the room. Clear cooking areas of combustion and create a kid and pet-free zone of at least 3 feet around your cooking appliances. And also, if you have elderly parents that you look after, pay attention, police their kitchens periodically because they're at a higher risk. Certainly, kids are at a higher risk, especially with cooking injuries also. That's all I have.
Thank you. Nice. Old business. We need to appoint a representative for all the things related to OTARMA. This is to ensure we have the most updated information in your file. So who did it in the past?
I think I get the bills and the insurance policy, which I copy and pass to everybody, but the departments typically, if there's changes, handle that themselves, so.
And I gave you our updated changes,
Yeah,
right?
now, did you turn those in to them?
No, I didn't. I thought I gave them back to you.
Okay,
It-
well, I did get them, but I didn't know whether you had,
No, because I
Sent them in.
wasn't sure. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Do you agree representative?
I can, yeah. Yes, I don't want to, yeah.
And then you can coordinate with Robert for road department?
Yep, and just track everything, yeah.
Okay. All right, do that, and we'll sign
Okay.
that.
Right.
Any other old business? New business. Received the audit report for 2018-19-20. Needs reviewed and 2 signature sheets, but I haven't had a chance to review it the way I want to.
Yeah, it's pretty whatever. And then I try to give you copies of all my emails back and forth with them for like questions or concerns I had and whatever their responses was and stuff. So
So maybe by next meeting,
I'll let him know.
I'll review.
Okay.
and
Okay.
Sign those. You okay with that?
Will they be okay with that?
I will let him know.
Okay.
I think the main thing was that they were wanting to get back was whether we wanted an exit meeting with the auditor's office. So,
Any other new business?
Need to come up with a date for trick or treat.
Do you know, you told me that I had it right in front of my computer and didn't put it on there.
31st, right?
Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
That way you want to make it,
It's fine with me.
make a motion.
One
So
more.
that we-
So make a motion to have trick or treat in Pleasant Township on Tuesday night, October 31st, 2023,
Time.
from 6 to 8:30.
I'll second that. Roll call?
trustee Sheets, trustee Hunter,
Yes.
trustee Good.
At the same time, everybody else is having theirs.
Pretty much.
Well, and Randy said Morpsey set that date.
Yeah,
For
unless
some
it's
of the-
on a Friday or weekend,
Yeah,
then they do it on.
these kids have to go home early.
Yep.
School night.
Hey, announcements. Reminder that, we received an email from local waste about trash pickup. And they sent a picture because they have a camera on their trucks. And it was a pile of drywall, little pieces. And then some flooring, and it was all loose. The drywall needed to be put in something. And the flooring should have been tied in bundles. With rope or twine weighing 50 pounds or less. And any loose items need to be secured in bags and pick this up the next day, next trash day, they do those things. So that's just a reminder to everybody. Anything else? Any other announcements? Paula?
Okay, I noticed you have down here, payroll issues. It does help getting the timesheets. So that way I can cross check, so against the summary, so, that's good to catch those issues before they become problems.
That'll get worked out.
Mhm. Yeah, and then, on our new hires, I didn't have, paperwork, but I have it now, so on next payroll, I'll get them set in and they'll get paid for whatever that payroll is, and then I'll do a separate check for what got missed, because I didn't have any paperwork on them. But, yep, I think that pretty well took care of everything. On correspondence, in the mail that I got last night was a letter from, attorney's office representing the village of Harrisburg, about a rezoning application. And they sent it, I guess, because the, envelope was addressed trustees of Pleasant Township Board of Education. There's that little sliver of land over in Harrisburg that is still on the books. I don't know that we do anything with that.
School Street's the only thing we maintain.
Yeah, but I don't know whether it was where the ball diamond was or something, but sometimes on the maps, it'll still show it as us. So that's why they sent us a notification that pursuant to the revised code 71312, as a property owner, either across the street or contiguous, there's a 13.157 acre tract located on Harrisburg Pike to be rezoned. And they have the application, all associated maps, plans available for public inspection at the Village Hall. And they are going to hold a public hearing on Tuesday, November 7th. But because the voting will be there election day, they will be holding it at the library. So, but like I said, they sent it to us, I guess, because of that little piece of land there, but. We have received another notification from Department of Job and Family Services for unemployment. I talked to a representative and she told me they had already red flagged this potential fraud. So we didn't need to do anything on that. The October wellness report came in. The commissioners had a rezoning hearing scheduled for today. The Franklin County Public Health sent out a mosquito management program for 2024 through 26 update. Most of these are just newsletters. FEMA nationwide emergency alert that happened on October 14th, Franklin County Soil and Water newsletter. MORPC is having a Big Table, Big Ideas seminar tomorrow. Couple newsletters, information from the Ohio Township Association, Ohio Community Wildlife Cooperative Conference, deferred comp, just employer insights, Bureau of Worker Compensation is having an employer update webinar, BWC news from Sedgwick for public employers, several from SWACO on offering free household hazardous waste collection events. So one was October 7th. A couple more from SWACO. Information on Medicare from PRS. OPEC update on the information on the Ohio health insurance issue. Employers Digest from Police and Fire. Manufactured Home Program Fall Quarterly Newsletter. And like I said, most of these are just September community update, what's on the ballot, that kind of thing. That's all I have. Yep.
Okay. Thanks, Dave. Okay, we have one speaker sheet. Sharon?
A couple questions I have. Number one, we're having a lot of trouble with our leach bed. It's going to be quite expensive to get it repaired. I was wanting to make sure, is there a septic system they're planning on putting down Lucan's Road before we go through this big expense of fixing this leach bed? Do we know of any septic going in on Lucan's Road?
No, not even a little hint of one.
Was kind of hoping that there was. And
Never hurts to ask.
well, that's what I figured.
Let's do it this way. You want to do one?
And then the field next door to us, we used to keep it mowed. Well, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, one of the neighbors drove their 4-wheel drive truck through the field and put big ruts in it. So we can't clear it off anymore. And we still keep we keep as much as we can cleaned off, but it's really overgrown. It's become a mess. You got a bunch of snakes coming out of it. Is there a way that we can find out who owns this property and how can we get it cleared off?
Is it right beside yours?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yes. If you're facing my house, it's on the right hand side.
50-foot easement between two houses.
And you'll see where we keep as much as we can cleared off, but then the ruts just took over. We can't mow
You
it.
don't know who owns it?
I have no idea.
Used to be a person, they moved down to Florida. I had talked to him one time about probably 18 years ago. try to buy some property off.
Yeah, we
of
tried to buy that strip of property there and they wouldn't sell it.
Well, it was too expensive.
Well, they made it high, so we wouldn't
Yeah.
buy it.
Does it like open up into that strip, like behind the houses?
Yes,
Yeah,
the
and the-
pleasant view and everything.
The field behind it, yeah.
Yeah, it opens up to right there. And it's getting so bad there, so many mice are coming out and, other critters and everything.
No,
Does it come up to property? Like on the curve, that piece of property?
No, that piece right there, that belongs to someone else. They bought that little area right there.
Is it to the,
3766 Lucas Road.
yeah, you should be
I
able
found
to
yours,
pull it up
I'm
on
trying to-
the Franklin County Auditor's website. They have mapping.
I mean, do they have some kind of thing where they need to come in there and cut it? I mean,
I think you can make a complaint maybe that Board of Health.
yes, you can get it on the Board of Health website. And there's a form on there you can file a complaint. If you do that, I'll send one in too. This from the.
Am I allowed to just
No person on
rent a bush hog and cut down that brush?
these
Yes.
houses.
It connects to this. Back.
Can't enter that man's property or that person's property without permission.
Well, see, I originally had an agreement with him
well, the
when I
prior,
moved here
prior.
that I would maintain mowing that area.
There's our
Which I
house.
did, so the neighbors
all those
cut down the
trees
trees and dumped everything and run it, and I couldn't, yeah.
I think I know. where
We
it is.
called the sheriff and they had to clean it up after they put it like that. I can't mow it.
Can't mow when it's like that.
Yeah, it used to be real pretty.
Yeah, and you want it nice looking next to your property.
If you go to I would go to the Franklin County Board of Health website. And it might say nuisance reports. And anybody can file a complaint. But I'll file one for the trustees. That it needs to be cut and make sure you mention about the varmints and things.
You talk to several people about your septic. Don't just rely on one person telling you.
Well,
I can't find anyone to come out and even look at it.
I've got one coming tomorrow.
Hopefully. We've called people and they say, oh yeah, we'll be out, and they don't show up.
Hopefully it's just your tank.
It's in the leach field, it's, I believe, just plugged up, needs taken out of there, new pipes put in. To go back to the back of my property instead of just here to that wall.
And why do you say it could be just a tank? I mean, is there some way we can tell or not?
When he checks it, he'll know. Yeah, the problem's not coming from the tank, water's coming out, you call those air lines, the tubes coming up out of the ground, water comes out of it.
And we can't mow our grass because it's too wet.
I just put 40 tons of, or 40 yards of topsoil on there. That's the second time. Try to dry it up.
Have you had your tank pumped out?
We get it
Twice a year.
twice a year.
The guy said really shouldn't have to be pumped that often, so we don't know.
Every 2 years to 3 years, it's supposed to be pumped, 1,500 gallon tank. But we can't last that long. The water just comes up, water level.
It's a lot.
And there's no way of draining it to the front ditch there. Don't want to anyways. I keep it back in the farmland. Anything. It wasn't too, well graded when you built the house.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Now,
It's a real easy fix for you.
is there permits required for me to put the line in myself?
I would assume so, but I don't know that for sure.
Who do I find out from?
Franklin County, yeah,
Franklin County engineers down here?
no, yeah,
Public health or soil. Combination. They won't know.
Will be a place to start.
If you have trouble finding the proper place to go, call me. My number's on the website,
Okay.
or I can give it to you before you leave.
If you would, please.
Anything else?
That's it.
Anybody else? Anything else? Kim?
Good. That's good. Any updates on the roundabouts?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet. All the engineering's been done, all the surveying's been done down through there. Let you know when I hear.
That new roundabout.
62 and 665 down Pleasant Corners. We're gonna put a roundabout down there.
Oh, really?
That's a good place for it.
Yeah. Save a lot of accidents.
Yeah, I've always been getting it.
Some people don't understand that the person in the middle, in the roundabout has the right of way. Need to put out a memo. Look, if you're in the, you got the right of way if you're in that roundabout. But, I mean, you still have to stop, because people on Norton Road, they seem to think it was Norton Road. They can just go through.
Yeah.
Is open burning permitted, garden waste?
Not this month.
Yeah,
Not
not
until
this month.
December.
Yeah, it's on kind of suspended because of everything's so dry.
Yeah, they had changed that rule about 3 years ago. When you have earnings. As far as months go. I missed one.
Which I find kind of silly that the hours are like at nighttime.
Yes,
I looked it up why they did that. And it was because volunteers were home in the evenings more than in the daytime. I thought somebody needs to update that.
Oh, you mean, so you can burn at night, you mean?
Yeah.
Or,
Well, no, that's when you're allowed to.
yeah, I think I like after 6 o'clock or something, isn't it? Yeah.
Still, majority of firefighters are volunteers, yeah.
Yeah,
Still.
and it's for the whole state, so it's probably.
So have your hot dogs ready when you're
Yeah, just what I'm saying.
ready to grill and your marshmallows.
First.
Yep. Just don't have 100-foot bonfire, that's all.
Okay, if there's nothing else, Chief Whiting has requested an executive session. So I will move to go into executive session according to Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G 1 and 4, for the purpose of discussing personnel and contract negotiations. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets,
Thank you for coming.
trustee Hunt,
Yes.
trustee Good,
Yes.
Collins.
Y'all.
Thank
We
you.
got her numbers right there.
I didn't.
All right,
Ready?
you're up.
hang on.
Under the Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G, I move to come out of executive session. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yes. I make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Second. Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.